action.
Welcome back to Reach for the Clicker with your hosts, Dante and Jay. As you know, this podcast is all about watching whatever great TV and movies there are out there, or terrible TVs and movies out there. Yeah, we watch it all. So,
Yep.
my co-entertainment minor partner out here, Jay, how you doing today?
Well, I had the flu a little while ago, and man, we finally got that intro. It only took, 3-4 takes?
We're not supposed to talk about behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got to pay for that shit, like feet pics.
We don't want them. We want them to believe that we're professional here.
Oh, yeah, super professional.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of clicking and clacking in the background.
So, yeah, if you hear me coughing, it's because that flu that I had. That shit sucked.
Oh, dude.
Lost 4 pounds, by the way. Life hack.
Hey, there you go. There's one way to drop a couple pounds, get a little sick, and get a little bit bedridden. Just drink a whole lot of water. Yeah. We're not medical professionals, so don't take our advice at all.
The lawyer must have texted you.
But also, take our advice when it comes to TV shows and movies. We do want you to take that advice.
Yes, that advice is 100% reliable, all the time, every time.
So, welcome everybody to episode 9, the Whole 9 podcast. Yes, I do like that. I do like it. I worked hard on it. I hope you all enjoy it yourselves.
I think we're going to need to fire our writer.
Hey, now that the writer strike is over. I mean,
yeah, no, we can probably get a good one now.
Writer strike is over. The actor strike is over. Hollywood's back, baby.
Woo!
All right, before we get into this, I want to remind everyone that this show is rated TVMA for language, and there will be spoilers. So, if you don't want any spoilers, it's too damn bad. You're going to keep listening.
As I say, no, don't tell them not to. Shit.
Yeah. All right, let's start off in the land of TV. All right, what have we been watching there, Jay?
So, we talked about it a while back, actually, in a previous episode, the Anime Zone.
Yeah.
And the live action Yu Hakusho just came out.
Ooh.
So, I'm about 3, I think, episodes in so far.
And
I'm on board, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Like my biggest complaint so far is that Kuwabara doesn't have his pompadour.
You think it might be one of those that they'll pop up like at the end of the season, or like when he finally transformed into like the final version of himself?
You didn't watch the old show, did you?
I did not. The only reason why I asked that, because, you know, like when they do series like this where they're like slowly introducing characters and they're still trying to build that character up to be the character that we all love, you know, they always wait till like the end of
the pompadour.
Yeah, but they always
Any
wait
fans
till
out
like
there who have seen Yu Hakusho back in the day understand where I'm coming from on this one. It's okay. It's okay. We can live with it. It's not a huge deal. But like the first 3 episodes, I mean, the thing about live action is it's going to feel a bit rushed because, you know, production and all that. And I get it. But so far, it's been pretty good. Like, I've been enjoying it a lot. Like, Urameshi, the kid they got to play that guy, is on point. It's just, gosh.
So the main question
It's so
is
much
this.
fun.
Main question is this. Even though I watched a lot of anime, I did not watch Yu Yu Hakusho because I think at the time, either I was in high school or I just went to the Navy. So I'm not sure I was able to watch it. But I never went back and watched it because I was like, it doesn't appeal to me. So hearing that, would somebody who never saw the source material, be able to walk into this and enjoy it?
Yes.
All right. So
I think that it is done well enough, and it's in its own adaptation. Because like usually they'll try to like, God, I don't want to talk about it again. I don't want to talk about it again.
Go ahead and say it. You're in a safe space. Go ahead and say it.
So, you know, when they fucking butchered Cowboy Bebop because they tried to, like, they're staying true to the source material, then there's doing your own thing. But they did their own thing and they did their own thing badly.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, they've been doing their own thing, roughish, but they've been doing it well. Like, all the actors that they... Like, even the English dubs have actually been pretty good. Usually, that's, like, a huge, like... Oh, God, the English sucks.
Well, I would say nowadays, English dubs are pretty good, man. Like, they're not 90s, you know, Hong Kong flick, you know, dubs types, or 80s, you know, 80s martial art type dubs. Even though those were kind of entertaining. Like, those have gotten better. Like, way better.
You say that, but you did watch, shit, what? Listen, we're just going to move on, because most of those were, like, really bad. So far, this one, 3 episodes in, has been really good. And I've been really, really happy with it. It's been pretty good, dude. The dubs are good. The characters are good. Like, they've done a great job with the CGI. It actually looks fantastic.
Nice. So you're saying Netflix did a pretty good job with this?
Yes, Netflix. This one on the money, and because it's good, they're going to cancel it.
Yeah. That's probably going to happen too. They're like, oh, this is so successful, we can't.
Oh wow, people like it. Canceled, bitch.
We might get a second season out of it with a big old cliffhanger, and they're like, yeah, we're done.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What you been watching?
So I mentioned this on another podcast, Quick Scopes and Jokes. With
I heard that one's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's another DFYS Media podcast out there. Go check it out on all your favorite platforms.
Also, we have a Twitch channel too.
So I mentioned this on there as one of my highest point of festivities, and I hate myself for doing this, but I do it for you, listeners. I do it for you. I save you the heartache.
He's a glutton for punishment.
I save you the heartache. I save you your ears. I save your eyes for coming in contact with this show. So it's this show called Baddies East, and it's on the Zeus Network. Now, if that sounds foreign to you, you're good. You're doing well so far. You're good. You're still in the green zone. Stay there. Don't go looking for this.
Yo ho.
I wouldn't even recommend you set sail for this, because oh my gosh, dude. So there's a show back in the day. This is like the successor to this one show called Bad Girls Club. Now, the premise of that show,
be reality TV.
It is a reality TV show. So the premise is they take these women who are, I want to say, influencers, actresses, musicians.
Use all those terms very, very loosely if it's a reality TV show.
Very like they sit there and say, "Yeah, I'm this or that," and it's like I've never seen you in that. Like,
it's like, are you though?
It's like, I'm an artist. I have this one song out, and it's like, I never heard of you. And then if you do search, and you're like, ooh. Like, oh yeah, I work with this producer and he gave me this song. You go listen to that song. And you're like, man, you must have owed that man like a lot of money. He was all like, oh, thanks, chump, for giving me this money. Here's a mediocre beat I just did. So anyway, the premise of the show is it's like these women are like, they're just going about town being themselves, and their selves are like super extra. They're just watching an episode of the show. all you hear is ah, yeah, 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 yeah. And then you hear beep, 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 ah, yeah, yeah, beep, 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 ah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, oh my God, stop, please. Please stop. Like, you're better off just taking a drill and just putting it to your head because this show is so fucking bad. It is terrible. It is, oh my God, dude. I hated the fact that I watched it, but the only reason why I watched it because I was a fan of Bad Girls Club because at least that show, they were all just women who looked nice, but they were really out there just trying to have fun and get their 15 minutes of fame so they can go off and spin off and do like bar appearances or club appearances and
I still don't understand how you can watch that stuff. It's so bad.
It is bad, but
there's nothing reality about them.
But sometimes there's fun stuff about it though when it comes to some reality shows. Like I love 90 Day Fiance. Like I really do love.
Gross.
It's a fun show. Like this person's trying to find love from a foreigner. You hope that it works. It gives you that hope. Like, man, I hope that their marriage works. I hope this dude is not I hope this dude's not being portrayed as a representation of Americans. When some lady over in the Philippines or Brazil watch the show and they're thinking, oh, if I get a guy like him, he's gonna bring me over and he's gonna be a straight dick.
Mm-hmm. Hence Passport Bros. But anyways,
yeah, this dude is just.
If someone was really into reality TV shows, would you recommend this show?
If you are into trashy shows, this is definitely up your alley. Like if you're
like Jersey Shore kind of level of,
like I'll put it like this: if these girls hear this, I don't care because I'm not gonna have any interaction with them. Jersey Shore had class. It's a group of friends hanging out on the shore for the summer.
Did you just tell me the Jersey Shore had class?
Compared to Baddies East? Oh, yeah. This is Jersey Shore would be considered, them hanging out in the Hamptons. Because Baddies are like the Baddies East crew. And there's another show, Baddies Baddies Compton, and then Baddies West. And like I said, it's just the same women who are like just modified in all places, who has some sort of career or fitness Instagram or whatever, who has like thousands of followers that because she looks pretty, people are just giving her money because she looks pretty. And it's just
that's all reality shows.
It's oh my God, dude. Like they just go into restaurants. I could not be sitting in a restaurant with these people in there like, oh, we're gonna record an episode of Baddies in here, and all of a sudden, they just screaming at each other, throwing drinks at each other for what? Because Keisha said that, Jan said that, Lisa mentioned that, Ophelia said that, she think her butt looks big.
Yeah, no, this is terrible. Terrible.
I would recommend this to the U.S. government if they want to do torture to anyone. This is a great method. Sit them in a chair, tape their eyes open, say, you're going to watch this, and you're going to tell me all your state secrets. I'm pretty sure after 5 minutes, they'll be like, look here. Here's the access codes to every vote in our nation. Here's the, the codes to our freaking nuclear arsenal. Just make it stop.
They'd be sitting there like Clockwork Orange. Hey, please stop.
All right, let's move on from this because I'm just, I need a refresher.
Okay. So I recently started getting back into Doctor Who. If you haven't heard, I don't know what rock you're living under because Doctor Who is one of the longest running TV shows out there.
It is.
Like it's been around since what, the 70s?
Oh no. Because you still got Avondale. You got yeah, I think it's like Avondale or something, Emmerdale. But anyway, we'll look at we'll check the records on that. Go ahead. Coronation Street. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, it started in 1963.
I think Coronation Street started in like 62. In Emmerdale.
Anyways. So, you're getting too deep, man. Too deep.
I mean,
All right, there's 26 seasons.
That's why they tune into our podcast, because our expert analysis.
I've been called many things, never expert. But, so I'm still on the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I'm okay with her. Not like my favorite, but not like a terrible Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But they just recently had a 3-part holiday special come out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's long.
Like how long is each part?
Like an hour, I think.
Wow. Wow.
Oh yeah, no, it's long. But anyways, and this is what's weird to me, because I like Doctor Who. I'm a fan. I love it. It's great. For some reason, they went back to David Tennant. Like, so the current Doctor regenerates back into David Tennant. And I'm like, what? Like, it's a weird thing. Because the Doctor's never, gone back to a previous person. Like, they've had them show up in episodes before, like previous Doctors, and, it's like a one-off thing where it's like, oh, we're doing a spin-off episode or whatever, blah, 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 romp, romp, fun, fun. And, but they did this whole, like, over all 3 parts. Because they even brought back, like, his, I don't want to say sidekick, companion.
Yeah, I often say companions, right?
Yeah. They brought back his companion, who is one of my favorite companions. Oh, dang it. Now I can't remember her name.
Ooh. Oh. Hold up. The companion for David Tennant. I think she used to be on ER.
Her real name's Catherine Tate, but I can't remember what her... Donna. There it is. God, why couldn't I remember Donna?
You haven't been watching enough Suits. That's what it is.
I guess. I don't know. But Donna's one of my favorite companions, because she is just 100% pure sass. Like, that's all she does. She is the sassy companion who sasses everyone and everything. All right? Mm-hmm. Like, she just does not care.
Oh, Catherine Tate, yeah. She's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, she's great. She is absolutely great. So they brought her back, and then they go through this deal, and then you meet, and so you kind of had like 2 different big bads, 3 different big bads in this 3-part special for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was really, really different. And MPH is in it. Neil Patrick Harris, greatest bro ever. Oh yeah. He is absolutely fantastic, by the way.
Nice.
Like, he's the bad guy in the 3rd part. He is the big bad, and he is an amazing bad guy. Like, he did such a great job, and he is just so much fun to watch. I love him and everything, and he is the ultimate bro.
Bro, MPH has always been awesome, man. Like, oh yeah, like if you remember him back from Gone Girl, how he was like the villain in that. Like, I wouldn't say like pure villain, but yeah, dude, yeah, I can only imagine him being like the bad guy in this. Dude, that's got to be awesome, man.
So in the 3rd part, which is like final, they did this. Another weird thing, they did a split regeneration, or bi-generation as they called it, for the new Doctor. So now you've got 2 Doctors at the same time. I want to say his name, but I don't know how. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you real quick. I want you to tell me how to say this man's name.
Hold on. All right, let me look this up.
Oh, I just sent it to you. I just messaged it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Pronounce that.
Nutty Gatway.
I'm sorry?
Nutigawe.
What about that C that's in there?
Yeah, Nutigawe.
There's no Y in the last name either.
Well, me being American, I see a W-A, I think of Y. Gatwa.
Gatwa? I'd say Gatwa for his last name.
Yeah, Gatwa.
But the first name, I got nothing, bro.
NC is N-C-U-T-I. So I'm thinking Nutty. Nuck. T.
Anyways,
Nutty.
so far, like just from the little bit of exposure I've had to him, I like him. He's got doctor energy. But the whole point of the bi-generation, though, was there was this...
Does he have big doctor energy?
Shut up. Asshole. Walk up in the club like I got a big doc. Anyways. So, it's like the whole point of the whole 3-part episode or 3-part series is that the doctor, you know, because the doctor's hundreds of years old and all that stuff.
Right.
But is that he's worn thin. You know, that he's just burnt out.
Okay.
And now David Tennant is going to go live with Donna's family to relax and chill out. Like, there's 2 TARDISes and everything.
So,
like, it was the way it was structured. The ending was weird.
So there's 2 doctors now.
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about David Tennant's doctor. We're just going to ignore him because he's off just living, existing with Donna's family.
So he's the doctor that's recharging, which gives them an out so he can come back as a different doctor. Or just bring him back later when they're like, okay, people are not liking his current doctor. Break glass and break doctor in case of emergency.
Ah, dude, that is 100% the vibe I got from all 3 parts. I'm not even gonna lie. They were like, oh no, our ratings are going down. Quick, break out David Tennant.
Oh, okay. So this guy, Nakati Gatwa, he's from Sex Education, the TV show on Netflix.
Haven't seen it.
Dude, you should totally check it out. It's really good. He plays the character Eric. He plays the character Eric. He's like the best friend to the main character of the show. And dude, he is great in that supporting role. Like, you will fall in love with his character. So he's the new doctor. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the new doctor. Like I said, he's got doctor energy. I like it. You know, he's kind of like out there, and that's fine. There was some other stuff that felt like it was really shoehorned in, like, look at us, we care. And it was like really starting to kind of take over the whole point of the show, which is doctor shows up, doctor runs with companions, doctor stops threat. What is threat? Let's find out threat. Then we stop threat. And it's like, oh, you know, it was really kind of drawing away from what makes Doctor Who Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt really like, oh, look at us, we care kind of thing. And basically it was South Park again.
I will say I liked it. One of the companions that I know of, Dr. Martha. Only reason why I remember her is because she was the lead prosecutor of Law and Order UK. Well, she wasn't lead prosecutor. She was like the assistant prosecutor in Law and Order UK. So that's why I remember her as a companion for Doctor Who. So,
who was that? Which one?
Dr. Martha. She was a tenant companion.
What's her real name?
Don't get me asking. Don't get me lying. Her name was Freeman. Yeah, Freeman.
Freema. Okay. Yeah. No, Freema. Anyways.
Yeah.
So moving on, but it was okay. The whole 3-part series was just, I'm gonna put okay. And that's weird to say that because Doctor Who, up until this point, has been just kind of oops, all bangers. Like there's never been like a downside.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been great, and now it's been kind of not great.
Ooh. That's bad. All right. So, for me...
Anyways, moving on.
Do a little palate cleanser for you. For me, the TV show I've been watching, I just started watching, is Bookie, which could be seen on HBO Max, or I'm sorry, Max.
Okay.
So,
they've changed the name like 4 times, so.
Right? So, it surprised me. The show surprised me, and it's a comedy, and it's HBO style. So, there's going to be a lot of cursing and swearing and physicality. Think of it like Entourage, but, gambling. So the show's called Bookie, and it's about this guy who's an old school bookie in California, right? So, how everybody has like DraftKings and, and what's the other one? DraftKings and Play something. I don't know. Everybody has like online gambling. This guy, since he's like a regular bookie and there's no legal gambling in California, he's like the last of the dinosaurs, right? He still goes around, picking up money from people that lost, or collecting money and all this stuff. So one thing that kind of surprised me is the fact that there was an episode where he had to go find Charlie Sheen. So he finds out Charlie Sheen's in rehab. So they drive all the way out to like Malibu. They go run up on Charlie Sheen to collect money from him. And Charlie Sheen's like 80 grand into the hole, for like 80 grand into him for, all his losses and stuff. So they get out there, they find that Charlie Sheen's in rehab, but he's not there for recovery. He's there to run a poker table with other addicts, who are in this rehab. Now,
so what you're saying is we got a lot of gambling addicts.
Right. So now it kind of threw me off. I'm like, man, Charlie Sheen's making an appearance in this? Like, really? And then
everybody loves some Charlie Sheen winning.
So the episode was pretty funny. He goes out there, he finds Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen pays him off with $100,000 watch. Our main character gets the watch. He takes it to town. He's happy. He's like, hey, I got my money. We can go collect more money from other people, the following day. But let's go have dinner. Well, they end up like going to this restaurant. This waiter sees this watch, calls in a friend to tell him to go rob these people. The guy runs up and tries to rob him, but our main character ends up thinking he shot him. Like, he pulls out his gun and starts shooting at him point blank. And he's like, I think I hit him. And he jumps in his car and they run off. Like, the car they was going to jump in drives off with him. So it's like, it drives off without him. So they look like, what the fuck? So now they're like running through this back alley. And the guy pulls back up. He's like, hey man, I'm sorry, I panicked. They're like, really? You think so? So they jump in the car. They go to dump the gun. So he throws the gun out the window and it lands on the side of the road. The guy's like, yo, I can still see it. Try it again. So he has to get out the car, pick up the gun, throw it again. He's like, yo, I can still see it, but I can see it in the bush. Go through to do it again. So he goes into the bush, picks it up, throw it again. He's like, yo, are you trying to go to prison? Throw it like you're trying to get away with murder. So he finally gets it and he just chucks it. So like the show is funny. And then to come find out why it's so funny, it's a Chuck Lorre show. That's right. Chuck Lorre, who does 2.5 Men. He's also did not Community, 2.5 Men. He's anger management. Like, Chuck Lorre has a lot of comedic series on TV. He's done Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men, Dharma and Greg, Kaminsky Method, Bob Hart's Abisha, Young Sheldon, United States of Al, Be Positive, Mom. This dude does a lot of comedy shows. Mike and Molly. Like, when it comes to comedy on TV, he's like the go-to guy. And now that he has an HBO series where they can really take his characters and let them, off the leash, this has been really, really great so far. And I highly recommend watching this because the funny writing of Chuck Lorre, the actors are just hilarious. And the situation he puts them in, like they go to collect from this one guy who's like a tech bro. Mm-hmm. And they're like, all right, we need a ruse to get into his condo. So they bring a cake, a birthday cake and a balloon. They get up to his room, and this lady walks out. She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "If you're trying to collect money, he's not even going to pay." He goes, "He's like, I just sucked his dick, and he didn't even pay me, so you're not going to get any money out of him." So they go out there and find the dude sitting on his balcony about to get ready and jump. They're like, "Hey man, we just came to check on you." And they're like, "Oh, you came here to take my money and everything." He's like, "No, you're just one of our favorite clients. We want to make sure you're all right." So, they talk him off the ledge. They sitting there having birthday cake and everything. While he's telling them, "Hey, man, life is good. You don't need to kill yourself. We'll figure out a way to get this money back." And as they get downstairs, they walk out the door. They're waiting at the valet. Dude falls off the building. It's like, oh, my God. It's like, yeah, this is going to be hard to explain to police. So it's like, dude, I'm telling you, this show... It's a great comedy. It's a great HBO comedy. You love it. Recommend it highly.
So, moving on now to... What are we on now? Oh, you got another show that you've been watching you wanted to talk about.
We can talk about this one briefly. So, I know you was talking about Doctor Who. I want to stay on the UK vibe. I've been watching Drunken History UK.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Oh, it's hilarious. So... Here, the U.S. version, we just take regular people, some, famous people. And the premise of the show is you get somebody drunk and you tell them, hey, tell me the story about this event in history. So that's the premise. What they do in the UK is they get actual comedians. They get their comedians, they get them drunk, and they tell you how many drinks they have drunk. And it's narrated by, what's the big time? Jimmy Moore? Not Jimmy. Oh, what's that guy? He's the big time comedian out there. UK comedian. Jimmy. God, I can't think of his name. Oh, it's going to hurt my head. UK comedian. Anyway, so you have like I said, it's comedians getting pissy drunk and telling the stories. And from what I gathered, being a foreigner watching their history, they love King Henry. I think it's King Henry II, and they hate King Charles I or something like that. There's a good you can find out they're like, yeah, I hate this guy, or they really are not a fan of certain royalty. Jimmy Carr, that's our host, Jimmy Carr. And if you heard Jimmy Carr and his snide remarks and everything, and his comedic timing as narrator, it takes it up to a whole nother level. So there's the Queen Victoria story when I find out she's a straight nympho. So she's like, yeah, she's like, they was all like, yeah, she's like. She didn't want to do nothing. She was bored. She was banging all the available bachelors at the time, but she didn't want to be pregnant. So she was just bang them and then just leave them. So they're the royalty is like, hey, we need you to birth an heir immediately. So she's like, I don't want to. They're like, yeah, you have to. She's like, fine. Who's that guy over there? They're like, yeah, you can't have that guy. She's like, why not? He's like, that's your cousin. She's like, and? They're like, no, you don't want to do that. That's your cousin. We can't do that. She's like, I don't care. I'm the queen. I want him. So that's how Prince Albert.
About right.
So that's how we got Prince Albert. And apparently, she fucked this dude. She fucked this dude to near death. The only way she of course she popped out all the kids and stuff, but the Prince Albert had to pay off a doctor to tell him, hey, tell the queen that if she keeps fucking me, I'm gonna die. So he's like, hey, I need you to stop. you know. And she's like, well, I'm pregnant, so I'll stop. He's like, all right. He goes, yeah, I'm going to stop for the 9 months, and then I'll be back on it afterwards. So it's like, oh, crap. So it was like, dude,
Bruh.
UK history is hilarious. But I think the best one was the French. They were talking about there was like a war, an inadvertent war that happened between France and England, where they're like the King of England and the King of France just happened to be they had met at this field as a little as a diplomatic get together, right? They was getting together just to be friends. They were like, hey, we're friends. We're trying to get a alliance here. Let's just be cool with each other. But while they was out there, you know, the King of France, he made a gold tent. So the King of France was like, I need a gold tent. So the King of England sees this. He's like, I need a gold tent. So now, you know, they're trying to one up each other. They're big dicking each other. Like, oh, so you got that? Oh, I got this. Oh, you got that? Oh, I got this.
Oh, you got the gout? I got the gout even worse.
It's like, how about we have our team? How about we have our soldiers do jousting? You know, find out who's better. So now, you know, they're competing with each other. And it starts off all light and, you know, all light and everything. Like, oh, I think my country's better. I think my soldier's better. No, I'm going to prove to you that my team is better. No, sir. I will prove to you that France is better. Oh, no. It gets escalate to the point where the King of France and the King of England was getting pissed off at the King of France because, you know, he kept winning competitions. So he's all like, how about me and you go 1-on-1, you know, wrestling? So the King of France like, nah, I don't want to do that. He's like, oh, what are you, pussy? You want to do this? He's like, all right, then let's do it. So the King of England and King of France are in the middle of this ring, and the King of England charges at the King of France. France sidesteps it, trips him, face first into the mud. King of England's pissed off, and he's like, you know what? Fuck that. We're going to war. And that's how war actually started.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on now to movies. What is a movie you've seen recently? Because now we're in the movie section. I don't know why I said it like that. I just had like this total fucking brain fart and verbal diarrhea, and I apologize to our listeners. I don't know what that awkward sentence was.
He just letting everybody know that we're talking about movies now. That's all.
It's movies. Yay.
Movies.
I don't know what happened there.
Movies. Anyway, I'm going to kick it off with The Nun II. I like these movies. I really do. I really do like these movies. With the that one family from the Conjuring series.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the first one.
They're I wouldn't say scary, but they do a pretty good job on the jump scares. Like
so what you're saying is our good friend Tim probably wouldn't watch this.
You know, he wouldn't. He would be like, I'm a bitch. I don't want to watch this.
Ooh, I would let him say that shit about me. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Stop me if I'm wrong. Huh? I don't hear you. I don't hear you. What? Yeah, I thought so.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't let him say that shit about me, but, you know, I ain't no bitch.
So the Conjuring universe with the Warners, you know, with Ed and Nancy Warren, you know, who go out there and be like, oh yeah, this is definitely
You know, you said Warners first.
Yeah, I was trying to say Warren, but it came out Warner. It's Warren.
We got Yakko, Wacko, and Dot in here in a horror movie now.
So I love it. So the Conjuring universe. So the spinoff of it was you have Annabelle as one spinoff, and you have the Nun as another spinoff. So the nun is this evil entity that, you know, was burnt at the stake, and she came back for revenge. Well, part one, he thought she was dead. Part two, she ends up actually jumping into one of the surviving characters and traveling into Europe. And from there, she started on her little rampage again. So our main character from the first movie, she's our main survivor, the nun, our good nun. Mm-hmm. She finds out about this.
There's a good nun and a bad nun?
Yes, there is literally a good nun and a bad nun.
Good nun, bad nun. Okay, got you.
Okay. So the good nun, she the one of the priests from the Vatican rolls up on her and he's all like, yo, I know you survived the evil nun the first time. I need you to do it again. Go kill her off. She's like, well, I barely survived the first time. He's like,
Well,
but you
she's
did
smart
survive.
and said no.
Yeah, she's like, no, I don't want to do it. I barely survived. He's like, well, since you did survive, that means you can do it again. Go say, go kill off the bad nun. And they literally kicked her out of the convent and told her to go, take on the bad nun. She's like,
What the fuck?
She's looking like, what the fuck is? No, I don't want to do this.
I'd have been so fucking pissed. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm taking my ball and going home. Like, you got me all the way fucked up.
So, being the good nun that she is, she goes to where the bad nun is running amok, and she goes and battles the bad nun. And like I said, it's really good because it's like takes place at like an all girls boarding school. So you got girls being mean to other girls, and to make like they're trying to force other girls to do stuff like, oh, I want you to go look in that room and stare in there because there's a ghost in there, and come to find out there's a nice little jump scare with bugs and stuff. Jump scares are pretty good. Like, it's a really good show. It's a really good movie. I would recommend a watch. If you like horror movies or if you like the Conjuring universe, it's definitely a recommend watch.
I'm probably going to check it out because, I ain't no bitch.
And
like some people.
And I'm surprised there was like no plot armor like in the Conjuring 2. Like there was no magical pill left in a locket.
Plot armor so thick you need a 50 cal to get through it.
Wait. I think there was like one questionable choice in there. It's like, wait a minute. Like, yeah, our good nun somehow has some kind of power. Like her mom passed it down. Like she has like I don't want to say premonition, but she has like the power of sight. So she's able to like counteract the bad nun who lost her sight because she was burned at the stake and her eyes were poked out. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like apparently the evil nun is a fallen angel who had her eyes gouged and was burnt at the stake. Yeah, that's a lot of detail in that backstory.
Anyways, moving on.
What you been watching at the movies?
So I am a huge Indiana Jones fan.
Ooh.
And in case people didn't know, I love Indy. You call him Dr. Jones. All right. He is the best. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time.
Including Crystal Skull?
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah, Crystal Skull.
You ever heard of Crystal Skull? You never saw that one?
I don't think anybody's heard of that one. I don't think that movie exists. I think you're making stuff up now. So anyways, you got, Raiders, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and the new one, Dial of Destiny.
Did you say Pick a Destiny?
No, not Pick a Destiny.
Oh.
Dial of Destiny.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Dial. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I understood.
So, Indy in this one is old. They're letting him age.
Nice.
All right. I mean, it starts off. They definitely made him young again. we went back to World War II, and our favorite bad guy had the Nazis.
Nazis.
And so, and him and his buddy, they discover part of this dial.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're like, oh man, because it's math. And I was like, okay, you've lost me. And they're like, math's so good, it could actually predict, weather events and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm back. And, I'm sorry. It was just sometimes, it's Indy. It gets a little silly from time to time, okay? Like in Raiders when everybody's face melted. But it's okay.
He survived a nuclear bomb in a refrigerator.
I don't remember that happening.
You don't? You really don't? I'm pretty sure it was in this great movie called Crystal Skulls.
I don't. Who was in that? Like, I don't even know.
It's everyone's. It starred
I don't
everyone's
know.
favorite motivational speaker, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I like Shia LaBeouf. I'm surprised I've never seen that movie. I don't think it exists. I think you're making stuff up. But anyways, so he's trying to get. He's already got one half, right, of the dial. And they end up killing his buddy over it, and his daughter is looking for it, but Andy's already got it. So the daughter is played by, who is the daughter played by? I can't remember.
The daughter is played by.
Hold on.
Crystal Skull.
No. Stop talking about things that don't exist.
I'm sure it did. I'm pretty sure. Is this like a Nelson Mandela thing? The Mandela effect happening here?
Yeah, I don't know what timeline you're from, but in this timeline, it's not in here. All right.
I might have watched the J.J. Abrams version of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. There we go. That's who I was looking for. So now, Mads Mikkelsen's in it. Love that dude.
Yes.
He's our big bad. Surprise. I know. No surprise there. So, they're romping all over the world, and there's somebody in the movie that I didn't recognize. I don't know if it was just because he had a beard or what, because I'm sitting here listening to it talk, and I'm like, that's not, because they go to Greece to meet up with his old friend, his old buddy, who's a master diver.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, am I just wrong because I'm listening to the accent? And I'm like, no, that can't be him, right? Because
it's not.
It's Antonio Banderas.
Oh, awesome.
And he's got a great big manly beard. And he is phenomenal because it's Antonio Banderas. And in case y'all didn't know, that's a law. You have to say his name like that.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound right if you say any other way without Antonio Banderas.
Exactly.
I just tried to say his name regularly and it just came out Antonio Banderas. Like, stop it!
Antonio Banderas.
I think it's a filter.
It's a filter?
It's a universal filter.
But, a lot of, really awesome people made a comeback. Like, John Rhys Davies came back as Sala.
Oh.
Yeah, from, what was it, Crusade?
Really?
Yeah. Karen Allen comes back as Marion.
They really went like.
Oh yeah, dude. They were packing it, dude. It was awesome. But anyway, so they're searching for the other half of the dial that was made by Archimedes himself.
Yeah.
So hijinks ensue. They find the other half. They put it together. They fly through a rift in time. And they end up, I forget what the heck the name of it was a great battle of Greece. So, you got Indy fangirling because he's like, they did use mirrors to burn boats and this, that, and the other, the third. And Indy gets shot. And you're like, oh no, he's going to die.
No. Live, Indy, live.
Yeah. So Helena, who's played by Phoebe, punches him, knocks him out. And I'm like, hold on, now you can't knock out Indy like that. That's just rude.
Indy gonna kick her ass.
So they knock him out, take him back to the future. Well, I say future. Anyways, so bring him back to their present time, which is, post World War II. I want to say, when is this one?
It's got to be, 50s, right? Like 50s, 60s? Because that's when most of them because that's when most of the indie flicks happen, like in the 50s or 60s.
No, because Most of them are in the 40s. Oh, this one's set in 1969.
I'm sorry. Be professional.
Are you good?
Yeah.
You gonna make it?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Anyways, so all in all, it's a return, I think, to the whole, oh man, Indy's fun again. And it was hard recommend. If you love Indiana Jones, watch Dial of Destiny. It's fun. You're going to have a blast.
So I have one question for you.
What?
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a spoiler for everyone out there listening.
Mm-hmm.
Did the mantle of Indy get passed in this movie?
No.
Okay. All right. Because I heard on the internet that the girl becomes the new Indiana Jones.
At least not in unless there was some like post credit scene that I didn't see.
Mm.
It didn't appear that way to me, at least.
So it's just wild internet rumors. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know right there. All right. I'm gonna follow that up with since you had a trip in that movie, I have another trip for you. The movie I just watched is called The Family Plan, which you can be seeing on Apple Plus. And it's
so you and 3 other people have seen it.
Well, everybody that owns an iPhone has probably seen it, because, they took out a mortgage to buy that phone. So they probably have Apple Plus because they feel obligated to give, Tim Cook more money just to justify
I don't know
existence.
if you know this, but I'm like you with the, other 80% of the planet and have an Android device.
Right? So The Family Plan stars our favorite guy from Boston, Mark Wahlberg.
It's a transformer. I'm totally from Texas, you guys.
We're just gonna be a family. We're just gonna be a family. So
then Vin Diesel shows up. Did you say family?
So this movie's so all right. So I like it. So the premise of the movie is our guy Mark Wahlberg. He's a retired hitman who's living a family life, right? He's got a wife, he's got 3 kids, he's happy, he's content, he's selling used cars, he's just living life. And then one day on his anniversary, he takes his wife out to this, they go to this theme park, and they keep riding the same ride. And they do it, routine. Like, he's a guy of routine, he's a creature of habit. He wants a normal life because, again, he used to be a hitman. And he just wants to live a peaceful, quiet life.
Okay.
So
sounds fair.
So him and the wife go out to this theme park. They ride this roller coaster. Kind of find out it's the same roller coaster that he met his wife on the first time 18 years ago, and she ends up puking, and that's when he falls in love with her. So he's like, "Hey, let's keep doing this over and over." Well, some guy ends up taking a picture of him and his wife kissing. He gets mad at him. He's like, "Yo, take that picture down." The guy's like, "Fuck you, buddy. I'll do whatever I want." So our main guy,
Mark's like, "Don't make me get all funky bunch on you."
Right? He's about to Hulk out on him, but he's all like, "No, let's be cool, whatever." And he's like, he goes on his way, right? Well, kind of find out now that picture is posted, everybody knows where he is. Now they want to kill him and his family. So,
okay. I'm liking it.
So there's your big fight, your big first scene is I will tell you the main star of this movie is the baby. They have a baby in this movie. He's probably a good year and some change. And they always have him in a big front carrier. How have a backpack and you got the baby in the front, sitting front ways.
Okay.
Well, so that's gonna be a common theme in the whole movie is they carrying the baby like that and everything. Well, Mark Wahlberg's in his grocery store. He has the baby with him, and he's just going along his day. He's living a peaceful life. And then till this guy, this hitman, comes up and tries to fight him. And Mark's like, yo, let me put my baby down. And the guy's like, no, I'm going to kill you. He's like, yo, let me put the baby down. You know, and he's trying to like defend himself. He like throwing stuff at the guy. He's like, yo, let me put the baby down. We can actually have this out. And the guy's like, no, no, no. And he tries to actually attack the baby. And that's when Mark goes funky punch on his ass, and he just demolishes this dude in the middle of this shopping mall, in the middle of this grocery store. And it's a really good fight scene. And you know, it's funny because like you get shots of the baby like sitting there like cheering on the dad, like yeah, laughing and everything as he's like tossing this guy into like the can and like the canned peas and stuff, and it's awesome. So now he's like, all right, I'm burnt. We gotta go. So he runs back to the house. He gets his secret stash of guns and his money, and he goes collects the family. And he's like, I love you guys. I'm being spontaneous. Let's go to Vegas. They're like, oh, okay. He's like, well, why? He's like, oh, I'm being spontaneous. We need to do a family thing. We're going to Vegas. He didn't tell him that, hey, we're going to Vegas, get new identities to flee the country.
That's awesome.
So now you have a family road trip. It's a family road trip movie now. It is weird how this movie is like structured because it's like family man in danger, run from danger. We're on a family road trip. And like, oh, hey, I think we found them. You know, because somebody always takes a picture. Like the oldest son, he's a famous esports. Well, not esports. He's a famous streamer. So when he gets his picture taken, everybody's like, "Oh, that's Killboy. He has like a crap ton of the Twitch stream, viewers. Boom, we know who he is. We know their location. Let's go kill the whole family."
Oh my gosh!
So I would say it's a fun movie. It's a quick watch. I probably say like an hour and a half. Okay. Like it's really weird watching a movie. Like I wouldn't say it's a big budget. It's like a medium budget movie, but it's.
I mean,
weird.
I'd love to see it, but it's on Apple, so I'll probably never see it
unless you're determined to see it.
Yo ho!
So it's fun and has my girl in there, Maggie Q. Whenever I see her, I'm like, yes, let's go. I'm in this. I'm in for this. Dude,
is that another one of your future ex-wives?
If only. So it's really good. It's a good movie. It's a good hour and a half, maybe hour and 40 minutes movie. It's fun. Like it is. Like I would not. There's like no. Like I said, it's a family movie. Like it's all about. It really is all about the hitman trying to save his family. Let's go on a road trip, family bonding without phones and everything. He's like, oh, I'm a rebellious daughter. I hate all my family. And then, oh, Dad, I love you. Thanks for reading all my reports and stuff. You're really cool. And son going, oh, I wish you would just be more cooler. And come to find out, he has like technical abilities because he plays so many video games. I mean, it's a fun movie, dude. And just to find out that the big bad is their grandpa makes it even more hilarious.
Spoilers.
I'm not going to say how I
slid that in there, like all nonchalant, like.
But I will say this. I will say this. Somebody popped in this again. I'm like you. Somebody popped in this movie that I did not expect to see. If you ever watch this little TV show on HBO, that's considered one of the best TV shows ever of all time, The Wire. Snoop Pearson.
I haven't seen The Wire.
Sir, drive to my house. We're gonna watch. We're gonna marathon The Wire.
We're gonna marathon The Wire.
You will understand once you get done with that series. You'll be like, You apologize for not knowing, now. And you'll feel enlightened. And you'll be like, I'm part of society now. I have reached a whole nother level of enlightenment. So yeah, that's the family plan. It's on Apple Plus. So what you got?
It's one that we've both seen.
Ooh, what's this?
Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
I didn't hear no lightning back there. I didn't hear no thunder. So you didn't transform.
I don't have a soundboard.
Shazam! Damn, it didn't work.
Like if I had a soundboard, I'd love to do that, but So anyways, we need sponsors, guys. So, if you'd like to sponsor the show so we could get a soundboard, hey, we're available.
Shazam! Fury of the God it was another good movie, man. Like everybody's like worried about the universal cohesiveness of Marvel movies. DC just puts out.
Yeah, it's because there was the whole oh, Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman anymore, and it's like, but you just had him in Black Adam at the end,
I feel bad for The Rock. This movie is going to change the whole dynamic of the DC universe. Yeah, it did not.
Oh, it did, just not in the way he thought it would.
I mean, you got Henry Cavill fired. Does that count as changing the whole power structure of the DC universe?
Way to go. Thanks a lot, The Rock. Got Henry Cavill fired, you jerk.
You know, we got to start that. The Rock got Henry Cavill fired from DC. That's what. For all our Hollywood insiders, I know those execs that are working in the studios. That's what happened. I know Warner wasn't being upfront with you guys, but that's what happened. The Rock movie bombed so bad. They were like, Henry, we got to vote you off the island because of that. Sorry, gotta go.
And The Rock, if you're hearing this, Dante said he'd totally take you on.
You know what? I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of none of the Fatus. I ain't scared of none of the Samoan family. Mm-hmm. But I will apologize.
He said, Rock, I want all the smoke. I heard him. He told me just before we started this episode, he said he wanted all the smoke with with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You know what? I'm more scared of Rocky Maivia than I'm scared of The Rock. That's right. Yes, right. He knows what I'm talking about. Those who are wrestling fans also know who I'm talking about.
Isn't that just him?
No, that's
but when
dad.
He had hair?
That's his dad. Rocky Maivia.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
That is the original tribal chief.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, what was his name when he first came out?
He was also Rocky Maivia, then he just shortened it to Rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was Rocky Maivia too.
I guess. Again, it's one of those things. If you're a wrestling fan, you know there's a distinct. If a person's named the same thing, there's
so
also
complicated.
Because it's lore, man. It's lore. You gotta be.
It's very complicated.
Just like you watch Doctor Who and Coronation Street.
So when he had hair, he was Rocky Maivia. Then when he no hair, he was just The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because
okay.
Yep.
So, anyways, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, lots of fun. Really enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
Wasn't my girl Maggie Q in that one too? I think she was.
Lucy Liu was definitely in it.
Lucy Liu, that's who it was.
Oh, Lucy Liu.
Freckles. Anyway.
And she hasn't aged at all.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Dude, I like it now that the whole family are gods now. I like that movie, dude. I really did like the movie. Especially how, they're still clumsy. They're still kids. They're still clumsy. And, they're trying to be the superheroes and stuff. And I did like the one running joke of all the boys liking all the older women who are like gods,
oh, yeah.
like hundreds of years old.
That was great. The mom, what is up with my boys and older women?
Of course, our guy, Zach, Billy Batson is all about some Wonder Woman. Like, hey, what's up? He's 16 years old and,
How is it, did they, not have enough money in the budget for more Gal Gadot screen time?
It's probably one of those is hey, are you around? They probably just shot it all. Like, she probably had like a day in LA and they're like, hey, we're just going to shoot you in multiple scripts. Can you do this? And she's like, yeah. So she spent the whole day just doing random lines and random parts and then leaving to do other stuff.
Because, like, oh my gosh. Plus, I forgot. Here's another one of name hard to say. He's the wizard.
Oh, it's like Jumon
House.
Yeah, Jumon Housam. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, oh my gosh, he has been in a lot of stuff. He was in Gran Turismo too, which I finally just watched, by the way. And you were right, great movie.
Thank you.
Good pick. You did good.
But yeah, he's like always in a movie. He either plays like a henchman, like he's like the number 2 guy to the bad guy, or he's like the number 2 guy to the good guy. Like he's always in like a big supporting role. He's got a very memorable face, like especially that goatee, like when he's like either dyed blonde or something. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, nah. His character, the wizard, so much fun. But like the whole cast actually really was just amazing. They did so good. They worked well together. They had good on-screen chemistry. The whole plot of them losing all their powers to the gods and then getting them back. I think my favorite scene was when they're sitting there. What is that? And it was the flaming violin. They're like, we don't know either, but it worked.
That movie was funny, dude. That movie was fun. It was funny. Like I would recommend it to everyone to watch this. Like, dude, if you want a good fun, if you just like, yo, I want to watch a movie. I got some popcorn. I got some snacks. Let's throw something on. Everybody can just watch. You know, we don't have to get too bogged down in backstory. Boom. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. It's that movie. And also, Megan Good's in it. If you know, you know.
Moving on. And we need music. We need to find some music to put to this for this segment. Because now we're at the how strong is your legacy? And then, like, cue music.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on that, yeah. I feel like it needs music. Like, it needs more, pomp and circumstance.
I feel you. I got you. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this segment is called How Strong Is Your Legacy, where we're taking actors' history and we look at how great they are, or how terrible they are. And we rate them on a scale of 6 levels. No, 5 levels. Sorry, I'll get it. So our first level.
I thought we added a level.
No, we got it. The last level we added was Jason Bateman. Anyway, so we rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, or levels of actors or actresses. So our top level at A level is Meryl Streep, which is Meryl Streep, goddess, greatest.
Yep,
they on
she
screen.
is the one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it how great they are. Our second level is Nicolas Cage. He's random. It's just quirky. Like, yo, I love these movies. I don't care what anybody say. I'm watching them. Let's have fun. Then you got.
By the way, news bulletin on Nick Cage, real quick. Nicolas Cage is only planning on doing like 1 or 2 more movies before going to TV.
He's gonna kill it on TV, dude.
I'm telling you, he's gonna get weirder, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, he is.
Anyways, news break over. Moving on.
All right, our next level, the Jason Bateman. Oh, he's the Jason Bateman level is they're just that guy or girl, that generic role, is just like, oh, hey, that's that person. Oh yeah, I remember from that thing. Yeah, yeah. That's the Jason Bateman level. Adam Sandler level, it's you love him, but you don't want nobody else to know. You love watching Adam Sandler movies. You go on Netflix and you watch them all day. But if somebody come by and say, "Hey, let's check out your Netflix," you're like, no, let's go look at my guest account because you don't want nobody to know that you've been watching, Jack and Jill and Nikki, little Nikki, or Happy Gilmore. Yeah, so that's that.
Listen,
That's the
Happy Gilmore is, anyways, it's amazing. Moving on.
And then our last level is the Jamie Kennedy level. It's the terrible level. Now, Jamie, again, I got to preface this, Jamie. We're only talking about your acting. We're not talking about your comedy or your podcast or everything else you do. We're just talking about the acting. Please don't kick my ass when I come to LA. I beg you.
You just trying to pick fights with everybody out there in Hollywood, huh?
Well, we're Hollywood insiders. I mean, that's our job. We're in the know. We're movers and shakers in Hollywood. We can make things happen. We make shows, get renewed. We also get shows canceled, like you did with American Housewife, you asshole. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Everybody's welcome for that one.
Anyway, so, sir, I present to you.
I will not apologize for American Housewives.
We'll discuss this later.
So you've got some making up to do because your last one was a dud.
I still say you're wrong. But anyway, today I submit to you the wonderful actress, Jennifer Aniston.
Ooh, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. And I did some thinking. I did some reviewing. I did some looking back. And I come to the conclusion that she's a Nick Cage level actress.
Nick Cage, really?
Now,
Nick
I say this because...
Cage. Now, I was going to say, state your case. Bring forth your argument, sir.
Okay, so I'm sitting there looking at some stuff. I went back and I had to go back in the archives a little bit. So she started out as the eye candy of TV shows and movies, right? She was the pretty young blonde.
Wait, she isn't the one with like the egg and the candle, right?
No. What are you talking about?
The candle that smells like my vagina.
No. That's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, right. Sorry. Anyways, my bad, Jen. I apologize for that.
Ooh. Oh man, that's fucked up.
I'm sorry.
So Jennifer Aniston, she started off as the cute girl. She was supposed to be like the Demi Moore. She was like a new I would say another version of Demi Moore, not Demi Moore. Drew Barrymore, right? She was cute. She had the blonde hair. She had the pretty face. Let's put her in there. Let her be the love interest of all our male leads and stuff, right?
Right.
So she was that. She was in Ferris Bueller. She was in. So like all the way up to like Friends. She was the love interest. She was that main girl. Like, oh, let's be cute, And then after Friends, that's when I think she really transformed and came into her own, where she made her niche level. She made her. I want to say she just dug into the Nick Cage level. Because if you look back, before Friends, she did like bit parts like Herman's Head, which if you're gonna be old if you remember that show, and that only lasted maybe like 1 year.
For once, I'm not like I don't feel like super old.
I
remember her in The Office.
You mean Office Space?
Or Office Space? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, with all the flair. I think that's the nexus of where she really transformed into a Nick Cage. Because everything before then, she was just the cute love. She was the cute blonde love interest. She was the cute girl. Let's have her on there. Make her look pretty. She say some witty lines, but hey, she's pretty. Yay, let's plot her and all that. Office Space, when she became the vulgar, fuck this, I don't want to wear flair. I don't want to put on 30 pieces of flair. Let's skip work. I think that's when she took off from there. Where she was in Bruce Almighty, she was that quirky girl. Along came Polly. She got more quirky. And you're like, I was not expecting that of her. You start thinking, you start reflecting on what she was on Friends. You're like, she's supposed to be the cute one, but she's quirky and cussing and she's funny. Like, wait a minute, what are we having here? the breakup of where I think she really solidified herself as she's gonna be diverse no matter what. You're gonna have anytime she's in something, you're like, what is she gonna do in this show now? Like, what is she gonna do? And then she just blows you away with some crazy ass shit. And you're like, I was not expecting that for Jennifer Aniston. I'm glad I watched this. What is she gonna do next? And I would sit there and say, if you watch We Are the Millers, Horrible Bosses, which is yes. Horrible Bosses 2, Office Christmas Party, The Morning Show, where she gets a little bit serious in that one. Dude, if you go back and look at Nick Cage and you sit there and you think about all the crazy movies he did, it's like, oh yeah, we got Con Air, we got Face Off, we also have this one movie, we got Across the Galaxy, we got Bangkok Assassin. You sit there and you look like, man, he just does some random ass spots and he's like, why? What is he doing in this? I'm like, you're watching to see what he does because it's just so random. This is Jennifer Aniston. You go look at the stuff that she's in, you're like, huh, she did 2 movies with Kevin James. Like, okay, all right, that's okay. I wasn't expecting that. Adam Sandler, all right, okay. Jason Bateman, wait, okay, all right. Like, what is she supposed to be? And she's not being the cute, oh, love me, girl. No, she is that one girl. She's like, yo, fuck this whole place. I'm about to take this bottle of tequila, set it on fire, and chuck it in there because I hate this place. And you're like, okay, you have my attention. Go on. Like all her stuff she's been in has just been crazy random roles. Especially like I'm just naming stuff off of like they're so unique roles. They're like they stand out and you're like, dude, like I was not expecting that. Bounty Hunter, her and Gerard Butler, freaking Wanderlust with her and Paul Rudd. Dude, I have to put her squarely in the Nick Cage category because the roles she's in are so random, so funny, so memorable. You're like, you know what?
Very diverse.
Very diverse. And it's always something different. She's not playing the same role. She's not doing the same shtick. She's not Jason Bateman.
But does she have that star power? I mean, look at her. Where's her lead roles?
She doesn't do lead roles. Like that's what I'm saying.
Lead roles.
That's what I'm saying. If you sit there and like right now she's leading Morning Show. Like that's her and what's her name? Isn't that Kristen Bell? She was Mary Jane. Reese Witherspoon. That's her. That's her show. That's her and Reese Witherspoon's show right there. Like she's the big name on that one. Even though again it's one of those Apple TV shows, but it's still a good show. Like she is playing like I'm in charge. I'm the bitch, a head bitch around here. You know, let's do it my way. And then of course shit happens. And then like I said, she's always like the number 2 role. But when you watch it, you're drawn to her character because her character is doing some crazy ass shit, and you're like, yo. Okay. All right. So where are we going? I want to see how we land this. Like how are we gonna end this? Like, I don't know where we're going from here. This is some random ass shit. And that's why
I think you might have sold me on this one, buddy.
I promise you, dude, she is a female version of Nick Cage. Like, yeah, she may not be headlining the movie, she may not be like number 1 billing, but she's usually like number 2 or number 3. But even so, when she gets on screen, her character comes in, does something memorable, and drops mic, and then you're like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Yo, rewind that. Let's do that shit again. Like, I need more of this. Let her have a spinoff of what we just watched.
You know what? I think you sold me.
Thank you. I redeemed myself after the whole Jennifer Lopez fiasco.
Yes, you did. You've redeemed yourself. We're back on, good actors. Good actors.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, man, you sit there and you go and watch some, or you go on IMDb and you go and look at the movie she was in. You're like, you know what? Let me pop this movie in, or let me cue this movie up, and you're like, damn, Jennifer Aniston was funny in that. Like, yo, like she's not a, you wouldn't fit her as a comedian, but she's in comedic movies, and she kills it in there. You're like, okay, all right, okay, she's funny. She does some quirky stuff, but she do some serious stuff, and that's why I like Morning Show. Like her role in Morning Show, she's like the Meredith Vera of this fictional news network. She's like the head anchor of the morning show, this this like NBC-esque morning show, and she's like, I'm the number one. People come see me. Let's I'm not gonna let this young upstart upstage me and take my spot. I'm the queen bee here. So she could do serious stuff, and she could also do comedic stuff. And let's not forget, she was also in Leprechaun, the first one.
That's true. She was in Leprechaun, and I do love that movie.
But so yeah.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of our show today.
Oh man, I think I did well. I feel pretty good.
You redeemed yourself. That was good.
I did a lot of searching on that one. I did a lot of watching. I had to come with it. And I've been sitting on this one. I was like, dude, Jennifer, you got to save me on this one.
Yeah, because I heard about that whole JLo thing. I was just like, I know, man. I can't fucking, my back was tired.
Oh man, but that's it for us. So if you love this show, please stay tuned. We're coming out with more content. Another episode of Reach for the Clicker. Look out for our special Reach for the Clicker channel check, which we'll do. We'll get coming because there's award season coming up, and that's us industry insiders. We're definitely going to be talking about the nominees and the winners for these award shows, the Golden Globes, the Oscars, the Emmys. So stay tuned. Jay?
Don't forget about our new Twitch channel, DFYS Media Official. I think that's what it's called.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
DFYS Official.
We're going to be
DFYS
using that
Media
for special events, live events, or maybe just hop on there and check us out. We might just be playing games and, fucking off.
Oh, yeah. So definitely tune into that. So without further ado, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all your favorite platforms.
Share.
Spotify, Apple
Give
Podcasts.
the gift of us for Christmas. Share us with your friends and family.
Share it across the world, especially to our favorite German listeners. Thank you for listening.
We do love you. You are amazing.
Our Australian listeners, all y'all, we love every single one of y'all. So until next time, we'll see you later.